All right, recording got started. A warm welcome to all of you, my dear students who joined across the globe. Good evening to my students from USA. Good morning to the students from India. It is 6:30, and good afternoon to students who joined from Australia. It's at 12 o'clock in
Hello.
Australia. All right. So I kindly request all of you to please go on mute. So we joined here to understand the role of the tech business analyst to have this practical training. So this training program is going to run for 7 weekends, and every week we are going to understand the role of the business analyst, the activities, the various tools, and we will be having hands-on assignments as well. Today and tomorrow, the session is open to public, so you are most welcome to share this Zoom link to your friends and family members. Encourage everyone to join. Trust me, you won't feel uh, wasted of your time. It's a good value add for the time that you are going to invest. Okay, now what I'm going to do, let me share my screen. I'm going to introduce the trainer as well. Some of you joined, most of you know me, but some of you are joining for the first time. So whoever is new to my face or to our company services, this is my name, Lakshmi Narayan. People call me Lakshmi. So I have overall 25 years of experience in IT in London, Belgium, Netherlands, various parts of the world, and finally got settled in Australia. So with this extensive experience, we floated this company called HAC, Hands-on Agile Coaching Company, and providing various training programs for last 5 years on the data engineering, cybersecurity, AI, ML, whatnot, tech business analyst, etc., etc. So the main USP for our training is a continuous support along with the practical trainings. So all our training programs, most of the training programs that we are getting outside or maybe certification oriented, theory, concept, but to stand out in the interview, to stand out in the crowd. So you have to have the knowledge in a practical way. That's very, very important. So that's the reason we floated this company, hands-on agile coaching company, and we are doing the trainings in a practical way, focusing mainly on the tools, the real-time tools, the latest trends. For example, AI is ruling across the globe. So we embedded AI in all our training programs as well. So it used to be a business analyst training earlier, and after that it evolved into tech business analyst. Now it got evolved into AI tech business analyst. That's the evolution of the role. So what exactly tech business analyst will do? What are the roles and responsibilities? What kind of tools we have? All of the insights we are going to learn from our trainer DP. His name is Prasad. He's having extensive 20 plus years of experience like me, and he also looks like me, like a bald head and everything, thin, lean, and he operates from India, very, very knowledgeable, and he's going to take over the screen shortly. All of you are going to get a extensive support in the WhatsApp group also. For example, this is my WhatsApp group, Jan 26 Tech Business Analyst. So whoever interested to register this training program after this complete and today 2.5 hours, tomorrow also 2.5 hours, all are most welcome to join using the same Zoom link tomorrow also at the same time. So after these 2 days of training, whoever is interested to join, so I'm very happy. I will be very happy to add you to this uh, group. And also, each and every live class also will be recorded as well. So if I show you the drive here, so this is the drive. For example, this is the new drive, Jan 26. Let me show you the old drive. This is the old drive, and whoever is registering, you will be given access to the drive where you're going to have the reading materials. For example, this is the reading materials, the assignment, this is the weekly assignment, the live class recording, modeling UML. This is how every week we will be uploading the reading material, live class recordings, and also the hands-on assignment as well. I kindly request all of you to please go on mute. I can't repeat it. Okay, team. So this is so what is the overall course content and everything? Right, our trainer DP is going to go through very much in detail over next 2 hours and covering the topics at a high level. Tomorrow we will be deep diving more into the project focused BA activities. Today is going to be a high level overview because it's the roles and the tools are really extensive. Let us understand more from DP. Hello, DP. A grand welcome to you, and thank you very much for joining the session. So please help all of us to understand what exactly
Yeah,
a business analyst, what is a business analysis to start with, because many of us are from different backgrounds and we want to hear from you the
yeah,
insights of the BA. Thank you.
right, right. Thank you, Lakshmi. Thanks, one and all, and good morning, good evening. uh, I'm not sure that they've joined from different geo. Yeah, just wanted to versus am I visible?
You are,
Because
yeah.
Lakshmi mentioned that my avatar, like it's similar to him, but I have something weird. Yeah, I'll talk about the persona that very detailed, and I'll brief about what is TP. That uh, in short, I'm a coach and consultant. Um, I'm working for one of the big four firm currently as a tech consultant. So I'll give you the more details. Before that, uh, we will jump in what exactly the business analysis, okay, especially in tech industry. We will talk about that. What is the journey? What is the skill sets that required? What is the roles and responsibilities that a business analyst that's supposed to play, right? Because technology is all about changing. Because as you mentioned, it's I have 27 plus years of experience. Because when I was 16, we started learning computers. Then there was no color monitors. There is no hard disk like today, a mobile phone is having a GBs of memory, but in 90s, mid 90s, we don't have. Okay, why I'm talking about that is because a lot of changes happen in the tech. Like there was no internet in mid 90s. In before 20, we have internet. Okay, and PCs are updated because technology is evolving. The roles is also changing. As Lakshmi mentioned that earlier it was a business analyst, more functional, very specific to functions, like what business wants to achieve and define that in a spec, like what engineering team that's supposed to implement the solution. But today is changing, like cloud, internet, cloud, and DevOps. A lot of things is happening. Like agile is coming into the like operations, like how the cloud native technologies today. Maybe these are the a few of you tech terms or jargons. This ambiguity will be cleared in going forward. Okay, today we are living in AI world because every title or the job title or a role is slightly changing again. Okay, I'll tell you one story that recently when we were talking with the general manager, one of the general manager, the idea is this: they wanted to build the solution with the minimal staffing. Understand this. What does it mean, minimal staffing? It means that they wanted to cut short or minimize the tech team. That's the main idea. That like I don't say that they don't want, but they wanted to cut short the tech team, like engineering team. Why? And who are the people that's supposed to be in the minimal team? Okay, it's BA. That's and because I bet all the time BA is always remains. Okay, because it is all about emotion and the connect. Because communication and collaboration is required with human touch. Okay, AI can't replace this for sure. Okay, but today tech roles are replacing slowly. Okay, this is happening in the across the world. Maybe if you see that the roles are changing. People, tech people or QA people coming to the this problem solving side. Okay, how to understand the domain, how to understand the problem or an issue, and how to solve it, how to write the requirement specification. Because remember this word, future is that context engineering. What does it mean? Context engineering is all about, like, if you spec out means, hey, this is what something, a goal and an objective, and this is the entry criteria, this is the exit criteria, this is the validation. If you write, then the co-pilots will take care of that. Okay, like copilots that is there today, Claude, Cursor, these are the vibe coding tools. They are taking care of the engineering side, like they are building or generating the code and implementing the solution against the specification or the context that somebody is defined. Who is going to define this context is very important. That is what business analyst or tech business analyst or system analyst or business technologist or citizen developer. These are the new roles coming up. If you observe the Gartner is the organization which makes research in the marketplaces, right, in the economies, where they come up with this is the new initiative like citizen development, citizen developer. What does it mean, citizen developer or citizen development? It is all about that without the tech knowledge, without the tech competency or a skill, one can build solutions if they have clear spec definitions. Okay, right. This is all about connected to the Lakshmi mentioned that the role is evolving, right? The demand is increasing for analysts, especially business and the data analysts. Therefore, the curriculum we crafted is combination of business like functionality plus data, how to deal with data. When I say data, like little bit semi technical skills like SQL, Power BI, and data analysis. These skills also added advantage, not added advantage. This is a must skill in the industry now for a business analyst. Okay. Also, the curriculum talks outcome based. It's not just like broadcasting something with some information, concepts, and theory. Okay, it's not that. How you recall, how you are going to identify or list, okay, those concepts, because in order to present it before the interview. And next, how do you apply that? Like, what are the skill that you acquired in terms of concepts and theory in problem solving, analytical thinking, and how to spec the requirements and how to work in an agile environment. What is the jargons? What is the keywords? What is the activities in an agile world? How you can uh, maneuver, okay, or navigate. So these are just you should be able to apply that. Then only it makes meaning. Otherwise, it is like other course that you can learn online or YouTube. But this is not that. This is very interactive. Okay. I want all of your participation. Okay. Uh, Okay, say in the chat box, I'll be interactive in the entire session. Okay, today, as Lakshmi mentioned, maybe 2.5 hours, 2 hours. We will keep it short. Okay, slowly, we will progressively increase the dose, but we will start. Okay, short and crisp, and but you will take away something powerful and meaningful, something which is useful to you. Okay, for sure. But I need your involvement. There is a chat box. Please type yes. I'm going to. You please type yes because I wanted to see that how many of you are okay active because it is in India. It's a very early morning. I know that we need to break some ice. But for others like West side, other locations, maybe it is mid or in the evening. I don't know. But we wanted to be active. Uh, it doesn't mean that uh, the width, but we need the depth of it, right? So therefore, your involvement is the key. So please type in S, okay? Right, I'll share the screen. I'll stop that. Okay.
Sure.
Right. So are you able to see the screen?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
TP.
please. Okay, please. Just I wanted to see this chat box, your participation. Yes. That is required. That is because we cannot play a music here because this is not an amusement program, but in order to get some energy, like, I want your participation. Yeah. This is what the game rules like. Just okay, this we will be together like 2 to 3 hours. Okay, from your laptop or whatever it is that the device you have, you can afford. And always I recommend, because you're an analyst, right? So you wanted that, like, become an analyst. Always, today we are living in a digital world. However, you should carry something like, maybe if you have a digital pad, it's okay. But when you are attending something sessions like this, just pen and paper, because this is a study which is told from one of the largest universities, that it will structure in your mind. That is easy to recall, and that is easy to remember also. If you write something, kind of pen and paper with you. If you This is, we call it as a technique. This is one of the techniques which we call it as note taking. Okay. So I am also student like you. Every year I take one of the executive educations, like one of, uh, universities. I'm also student like you. Always I complete one notebook. Okay, big notebook I'll complete, because it gives me, as and when I require, I'll refer quickly. Okay, I need to open any digital kind of a thing, right? So this is what an habit, that you should have a pen and paper with you, and no judgments, that because we come from a different backgrounds, that okay, one is looking up and one is looking down. There is no bias like that. Okay. um, we have a Q&A sessions also. Okay. And yes, it is recording earlier, because we don't record, because as like we mentioned, that is, it is going to be recorded and shared. And please take notes. Be respectable, like, please be muted as and when we required. If you want very specific, voice up, then yes, you can unmute and talk, right? Because there are others also involved in the session. Right. So now let's, so we are all ready, right? So to build this high growth, because today it is, every organization is moving towards data. This is a new oil. So when I get this oil word, do you know the economy is also moving from oil to metal, because everybody is fighting for metals, right? So silver, gold. This is, if you look at the markets, right? Silver, gold, everybody. Why? Because earlier they fight for oil, today they are fighting for metals. In future, maybe a copper and something. Okay, different rare earth metals. China is controlling, right? Why I'm talking about that analogy is because today, even organizations, all business organizations, whether uh, any sector or industry in the economy, that it is a retail or healthcare or insurance or financial or banking, they all are dependent on data. Okay, if there is no data organized and analyzed and generate insights or hunch, so there is no, okay, a progression, or there is no, like, what do you get, the sustainability in the marketplace. Okay, that's the reason today everybody is talking about the data is the new oil. Why? One more big reason is that AI. Okay, today AI technology, uh, like in 2000s, the web technology, similar way, there is a new revolution is happening, that is AI. So in future, people who knows the data, okay, and who knows the AI tools, they will be survived. Otherwise, uh, uh, because we should see the heat of that, right? So data is the key. Okay, that is the reason this course is like composed of data and business and analysis, right? So, and what is the market is demanding that. I wanted to ask you quickly because we have 2 hours of time. What is the takeaways? A lot of slides are there. Just wanted to uh, understand from you that in quick and possible way, how many of you know about business or a data analysis role in tech industry? If you know little bit, please type in the chat box. Quick. Okay. We are not going to analyze all the information that we are receiving in the chat box, but just to make you awake, right? So please share your yes, I know what this is what the business analysis role is all about, or a business because today there is an ambiguity or a conflict between this business and data. Okay, endless roles. Should I see something? Answers coming. Hello, I'm working as a business analyst. Okay, great, Kalpana. You're working as a business analyst. Yes. Yeah. Okay. No, not working as a BA. No problem. Okay. Let's move on. Do you have experiences like in the tech or not tech? If you have experience in tech, yes or no. That's it. Okay, great. John. Yes. Kalpana has. Yes. Right? Yes. No. Yes. No. Okay, 50%. Like, let's say if I take 50%. Yes. Oh, what I understand is if I ask a subjective question, open-ended, people are not responding, right? If I
मतलब
ask something,
मतलब मेरे नजदीक प्री प्लान था मुस्तफिज मुस्तफिज रहमान तो हरीज ना
Excuse
उसके बाद
me.
yeah, please, yeah. Yeah, what I see this quickly because it's a hunch that I have 50% of you guys, or right, maybe 60% is also, yeah, not working in tech. Okay. And yeah, because it gives us an hunch that what we should be able to cover, right? So therefore, we don't use extensive technical words, okay, because others will be confused. Maybe Kalpana can understand that because he or she is something which is in the tech industry, they can understand what is retrospective, what is a backlog, what is a sprint, okay, what is user story. They might understand, but rest others may not understand. Therefore, we can okay make this session more understandable. Okay, right. So this is just coming 20 hours back, like, this is recently. I made a search, like, what is the job description? What is the jobs available for a business analyst? So I see this first one is Deloitte. This is see this business technology analyst. Why I bring this is because we typically use the general word like a business analyst or a data analyst, but companies might use a different titles. Okay, don't be confused, but they are all comes under business analysis. Okay, like if we look at here, business technology analyst, right? So it is same tech business analyst. They are looking for something in RDM transformation. What we don't know exactly what is that the digital transformation that they are talking about. We will see the job description that they are expecting. If I see this principal now business analyst, principal means something which is they are looking for something in experienced one. Here it is enter level business analyst. Okay. But I search for like location Hyderabad because I live in Hyderabad as of now. Therefore, maybe the search is identified my location and is giving the Hyderabad location. If you search, because we will give an exercise also tomorrow, let's we can explore that job description and what is the specific roles and responsibilities and the skill sets that the industry is looking for. Okay, therefore, we can train you or inculcate the skills or the competencies, okay, or the methods, okay, that is required for the industry. Okay, otherwise, if I believe that something this is I know, if I rub on you, that doesn't work. What industry is looking for? Okay, what exactly we should be able to deliver. Okay, that is what something we will cover in the course also. This is what something the more detailed job description which the Delight was asking all about. See this business requirements, sign off requirements, gather requirements, right? And the responsibilities includes that business requirements for the project. Okay, gather the business requirements and collect, understand, and transmitting the business requirements. Maybe that is what the complete word. And functional specs. That is what I mentioned earlier. That if you spec out the definitions, like define the requirements, is very very important. Okay, translating that business, what business wants to achieve, what the business need, translate into like functional spec. What is a functionality that is required in the solution, that is the ability that they are looking for. This is the see this lazen, the word that used the lazen. Maybe sometimes some other companies use the bridge or the practice, but there is a standard word which is a practice actually. Business analysis is a practice of enabling change. Okay, what is if somebody asks what is business analysis? Business analysis is all about enabling change. Okay, recommending solutions by defining needs within the organizations. That is what the standard definition from IIBA. IIBA is an International Institute of Business Analysis, which is a regulatory body, okay, which controls, not controls, which guidelines, which gives the guidelines that how to systematically conduct the business analysis. Okay, systematically, I'm emphasizing the word the systematically, how to conduct business analysis. Even certification also can be done from the IIB, which is located in, okay, the organization is located in Canada. Okay, which guidelines, that tools, techniques, and methods, everything. IIBA, International Institute of Business Analysis, and BABOK, BABOK, the ways similar to the project management, PMBOK, project management body of knowledge, the similar way, the BABOK, business analysis body of knowledge. Okay, I'm not getting into that certification orientation. We are very strict towards the job orientation. Okay, in order to get the placement, that's a very important thing. Or if you are already business analyst, maybe you can get a price using some tools, latest tools like maybe an AI tools. Okay, right. This is a liaison between various stakeholders. Who is a stakeholder? The people who is interested or are concerned and impacted by the situation. Like we call it as stakeholders. Configure systems as per business requirements using Agile. That's what I was talking about. Today, almost 90% or 100% companies are following Agile way of doing projects. Okay, what is Agile waterfall? We can talk more details later. This is consistently meet client expectations, blah 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 blah. Because I have highlighted what is the specific requirements, roles, and responsibilities the companies are. If you observe maybe 5 or 10 job descriptions, you will see the same. The pattern will be the same. The skill set will be the same. Okay, the structure will be the same. The rules and roles and responsibilities will be the same. The skill set is the same. One of the skill set, underlying skill set, is communication and collaboration. Okay, communication and collaboration. See this. And another thing I want to highlight here is this is very important skill: problem solving and solid analytical skills. Okay, sure, trust us that you will get it. Okay, in a very systematic way. And lot of abilities they've mentioned, but they are, see this. This is SQL. This is SQL. Okay, they are looking for SQL. And Word and MS Word, these are the common communication tools. And like other working knowledge with the databases, okay, relational databases. See, this is what we are going to cover also, right? So SQL we are going to cover. So why I'm showcasing this, why I'm analyzing this job descriptions, is because we need to understand what the industry is looking for. Okay, if we don't align what industry is looking for, then your resume when you are advertising yourself as a product in the marketplace, then nobody is going to buy because the demand is for these skills like SQL, dashboarding, data analysis, problem solving skills, requirements analysis. Okay, please mute. Okay, these are the skill sets that the demand in the marketplace. When if I keep something in my resume, a different thing, then maybe I'm not the fit because there is a gap. So to fill that gap, that is the course is designed to solve. Okay, right? Because I thought of that. What is the primary role of a business analyst and the tools commonly used? All these are a lot of questions we will answer. Okay, yeah. Let me quickly talk about myself. I have already given the introduction. Yeah, coach and consultant, over 27 years of experience. I have these credentials like I completed my problem solving and design thinking and analytical decision making and all from University of Cambridge last year. And I did AI, ML, PGP from NIT Warangal, and I did um, business analytics and data analytics, like predictive analytics, forecasting, and all those things from University of Penn. That is Wharton Business School or online. Okay, this is 2018. I did this, and I'm a certified business analyst and certified Scrum Master, certified product owner, and SAFe practitioner. What is a SAFe? SAFe is a combination of Lean, Six Sigma Lean plus Agile. Okay, because this SAFe is going to be practiced for large organizations, multinational organizations to run big projects. Okay, because I'm involved in a project where we used to work like with 300 people, 150 to 300 people from different geographies like Ukraine, Philippines, and Latin America, USI, United US means I is in India and US. So multiple teams. We have almost 12 teams work together to deliver a portfolio related enterprise apps. Okay, and that's where there is a mandatory that safe practitioner is mandatory. Therefore, I did those. Also, I have other tech side like architecture side. It's because I'm interested in the more in the architecture and the design side. I have from Microsoft and AWS also cloud and Azure certifications because I've mentioned not here because they're not relevant. Okay, for the business. Okay, right. Uh, this is what I used to conduct workshops in personal and online. Okay, this is because last 15 years we have impacted almost 15,000 students. Like, yeah, it's not new to us that conducting workshops in different settings like virtual settings and in-person settings. Okay, that's what all about myself. And now, today, what we are going to see is that understanding what is the project is all about. Okay, please make a note of it. This is where actually today we can show you that maybe in the next 1.5 hour, we can see the high level scope, not just the depth of it, right? So if you're an analyst, because I'm an analyst, right? So I'm a tech analyst, I'm an architect or a design side also. Uh, I understand always, hey, somebody is doing how we should be able to synthesize or
Uh,
analyze.
D
This is the very
and DP, maybe you can,
thing.
yeah, okay, it's gone. Thank you.
Yeah. This is very important, like how you should be able to connect the dots because you're an analyst, right? So, analyst, what is analysis? I have a lot of questions actually. I'll in the next slide. What is business? What is analysis? What is technology? What is data? Who is a stakeholder? These are the 4 or 5 very important things. I'll surprise actually. Recent times I've interacting with mid-level and I asked, what is technology? No answer. I asked, what is data? they're giving their own definitions. Yes, there is a standard definitions, what is data, right? But still, they come from an engineering background. I asked, what is engineering, right? So they don't, uh, engineering is they're thinking it's a tech, right? So it's not about the tech. Engineering is all about if you structure something, right? If you bring something, your behavior to it, if you bring it some function to it, if it is operating, okay, with smooth, then it is engineered, right? If you gather something, if you put it in a structured way, if it is understandable, then you have engineered it. Okay, people think that engineering is maybe I may be wrong. They think that it's a tech side and blah blah blah. No, engineering. See, this course is also engineered. Means, hey, this is structured in a such a way that it should be able to inculcate that what industry is looking for in progressive way. Okay. Therefore, let's introduce that first thing. Okay, the business analyst and the project management, because the project is very very important. What is a project? Project is a set of activities that will be carried out by the team. I'm putting it in a simple words, right? Project is a set of activities. Those activities will be carried out by a team. What is the team? That is important. The team, let's say if it is a civil project, or what is it, a biosciences project, or is it a chemical project? No, we are not talking about those. We are talking about a tech project. Maybe today we are talking about robotics, right? And AI projects, web projects, mobile projects, migration projects, okay, data engineering projects. These are all types of projects. Okay. Therefore, the team is also going to be composed with the skill sets, like who is fit. If we are doing like a civil project, let's say you are constructing a bridge or a metro, right? They need a civil engineers and they need a civil competences, right? So who knows those concrete, steel, blah blah. But tech people, tech team is composed of, okay, tech team is composed of BAs, business analysts, who gathers the requirements, define the requirements or spec out the requirements in order to build the solution, tech solution. Okay, very specific tech solution. Whether it could be a AI chatbot or AI RAG bot, or an automation project, maybe an automation something, and a web project or a mobile project. Okay, mobile solution. These are the projects where BA is going to gather the requirements and spec. And there is a dev team who are going to build the solution. Who are the people who knows the technology like Java, C Sharp, and today's machine learning like Python, AI, SQL, these skills. They're tech. And there is QAs where they are going to validate and verify the quality of the solution that is built by these engineers. Okay, this the team that will be composed. When I say a team, the project is a set of activities that will be carried out by a team, BA, developers, testers, and project manager. Project manager slash Scrum Master. Today, product owner, Scrum Master. Today we are living in an agile world. Agile is a way of way of project management, way of getting things done. Okay, waterfall is a different thing. We will talk about that software development lifecycle. Okay, how the software will be developed as a project. Okay, project is a set of activities will be carried out by a team. Who is the team? Tech, very specific to the tech, is a BA, Dev, and QAs, and the developers or Scrum Master and Project Manager. Okay, here it is. I'll take a just I'll copy and try to paste it here. I don't know that. Yes, this is a whiteboard I'm sharing with all of you. Okay, try to explain this. Are you able to see the screen first? Try. I wanted to see whether you're all active. Please type S if you are able to see the screen. Please S. Just this is an energy. Please give. Hey, I'll ask you this because you are just listening that, right? And I'm talking. So who needs more energy? Who is it? You or me? So this is a win-win, right? So any two parties in a session like this, okay, you should be able to encourage. Okay, like as a team, we are working as a team. That's I don't you shouldn't look up me or I shouldn't look you down. Okay, we are all same. I'm also a student. I also every year I do one course for sure from one of the universities. Like okay, so therefore I want your energy that like hey, are you able to see the screen? Yes. If I ask something, yes or no or some type, no problem. Okay, all right. He is like, all right. Uh, I'm sleeping. Okay. Right. He's laughing. Okay. Now is cutting jokes. Yes, I want your answers because it's more of interactive, right? So because I can't play this music or dance, right? This is not an amusement program, right? So this is more of a knowledge transfer that whatever we have. Yeah, let's talk about this. I want this to be like here. Maybe I want it to break here. This is, I can see one part. This is, I can see other part. What is this? And what is this? See, every project, please make a note of it, will have typically there are four things. Every project will have the four phases. First is initiation phase, planning and execution and closure. Any project, whether you build a car or you build a software or you build a house, it doesn't matter. But typically, according to the PMI, I'm talking about, okay, these are not, all not my definitions or my meanings, right? So, initiation phase is all about defining the project goals, which is very important scope. Scope is nothing but the boundary, which is what that's supposed to be delivered in a project. Okay. And how that scope is going to be like this is the window, this is the like milestones, what we need to deliver in first and second and third iterations. Okay, that's called a plan. Okay, and the third is execution, executing that plan into a progress, like with the help of team. I was talking about the team, right? So the team which I talk about is BA and developers. Okay, this could be plus or minus. Okay, uh, this is dev team. This is a dev team and QA people. Okay, okay, this is a QA. This is a whole team. Okay, and PM will be there, right? So he is the guy who drives PM or Scrum Master, typically we call it as. BA is the one who gathers the requirements, who understands what business wants to achieve, right? These are the people who execute things. This is what I was talking about, the team, right? And end of the day, what? This is a deliverable, useful product. Today, you are using a WhatsApp, you are using a Zoom, you are using all these digital tools or transformed our lives. Okay. Today is possible. Now you are sitting some different locations, different places. We are connected together, right? Because of the technology. This is the product which is developed by Microsoft, which is developed by Zoom Technologies, or so these are the software companies who develop the useful products. Okay, right? With these teams, like BA is going to gather the requirements, and developers are going to be develop the solution, and the testers are going to test the quality of the product, which is working correct or working right or wrong, right? But before that, there should be a plan. Hey, what to do, when to do, and all. And before that, there should be a scope. Scope is nothing but a set of items, like what is the requirements, what business wants to achieve. But this scope, where this scopes from is here from the business. This is, I can say, this is business. Why business wants to give this scope? Because business faces some problem. See this need. The business identified some need. What is a need? Need is nothing. Please write it down. Need is a problem slash opportunity. Okay. This is the definition from IAB. I'm not talking about my own. Okay. Need is nothing but a problem slash opportunity. It could be a problem, means they're facing something. Let's say I'll talk about one problem statement now, today. Okay. We can solve. Okay. One problem, like, let's say you can think of e-commerce. Today, everybody is experiencing an e-commerce. What does it mean, e-commerce? Retail. You're retail, you're doing the retail, like, you're ordering something on online, and everything is, shipping at your doorstep through digital. Okay, your payments are digital, your communication is digital, right? Your selection of products from the catalog is digital, right? This is e-commerce, electronic commerce. Earlier was something you need to walk or step in to the store, and you need to shop, you need to identify whatever you like and add it into the basket, and the efficiency of it. But today it's more efficient. Quick commerce is today less than 5 minutes, less than 10 minutes. They are shipping the product, whatever you want, sitting in your sofa or a couch, you can order. Everything will be shipped in less than 5 minutes. In India, it's happening, right? We call it as commerce. Quick commerce. Everything, even midnight, 11 o'clock, if you want a small one, like if you need a soda, that you will get it. Okay, that's what the e-commerce. How? Because of the technology. Right? I call it as an opportunity. But I'll talk about one problem, which is maybe payments to the vendors. Payments to the vendors is getting late. That is also business problem. In order to solve that, then maybe they need a technology solution, like maybe an automation solution, or maybe they need a mobile application, they need a web application. Okay, how that problem is going to solve, the architects will decide. The technical architects will decide. One of the team member of the project is a technical architects. They're not dedicated, maybe sometimes they are the part of the team. They will decide, which technology solution that fits to this need or a problem. Okay, so the business is going to give the high level scope or requirements. From there, the project gets initiated. Okay, where our tech team or our project team, typically I call it as project team. This is a project team. This is a project team. Here it is. I'm talking about. This project team works together collaboratively, like a baseball team. You think of a baseball team. Okay, they work like, the goal, whatever the goals that the they have, the team as, to solve that problem the business is facing, that will be implemented by this team. That could be a mobile application or a web application or automation solution or a AI chatbot. That could be, right, based on the need, based on the type of the problem they are facing, and the type of the solution is going to be implemented, but as a team. Where you are as a tech business or a business analyst, here it is in the software company, like, this is going to be a team in a software company, like you can say it might be a Infosys, it might be Tech Mahindra, it could be Accenture, it could be, sometimes it's a Deloitte is also today, it's a tech firm, like they are calling it, is in Bank of America. These are also non-tech firms. They are transforming themselves into a tech firms today. Okay, they are solving their problems, also other problems today with the technology. Okay, hope you understand this, like, from how the business problem need. I can use the term like a need. Need means a problem or opportunity. Okay, and that will be translated into a solution that can be solved with the help of a solution. That's what we call it as a solve means a solution, with the help of solution. What solution is going to fit, it depends, right? Right. Next, we'll move on to so hope we have a decent understanding of, because it is not about the detailed understanding of a project. We will deep down that. Okay. I'm giving you the high level thoughts of what, okay. Let's say this is what we will talk about. Now, within that context, project context, you are a business analyst. You are the bridge between, okay, this, here it is, the business people will be always there. Okay, here it is, the people. Let's say here it is, you can say it's a PO, product owner slash, you can say client also. Okay, client. And here is the team. I'm not repeating the same team. Let's say this is the team. You are a bridge. Okay, you are a bridge. You are a bridge between this team, project team, and the business team. Business, let's say we call it as all stakeholders. Stakeholders means a person who directly or indirectly involved in this particular initiative. Okay, this is where, the client or BA talks about the business language, and these people speaks technical language. When I say a language, okay, don't misunderstand. So because what business wants to achieve, they speak in their way. Okay, hey, I need a registration form. Hey, I need a login. I need something, this. I need a reports. I need a dashboard. I need, approval form. Okay, these are all requirements. This is where you should be able to identify all this data out and write, define those requirements in more detailed way, and more detailed requirements, and communicate with our dev team. Therefore, the dev team is going to be implement the requirements into a software functionality. Okay, that's where the requirements will be translated into a functions like features into the software. Okay, hope this is what the bridge, the between the business and the tech teams. So this is evolving. That we have already talked about that. Earlier it is completely a functional, then it is included tech, and today is, they wanted to apply the AI related tools also to efficiency, because the speed which we can create anything which is faster with the help of AI tools, right? So these are the typical roles we will see: business analyst, data analyst, business technology analyst, business systems analyst, tech business analyst. But always you need to check the job description. The titles are going to be confused, but the job description is very, very important when we are applying for jobs. Okay, we will talk about that, how to go about the resume preparation, and how to position yourself based on your backgrounds. That is what something, end of the course we can talk about that. Okay, and these, what are the skills that they are looking for is a problem solving, analytical thinking, and some skills like SQL, APIs or something which is application programming interfaces. They are tech side. Okay, and these are the few things that they are looking for. Okay, I'll give you a little bit, maybe this is what I thought of that give you an exercise. See, what if you have two inputs, like this is the roles, this is the role table, like having product owner or a client, dev, developer, UX means UI designer. Okay, designing the screens and those things, or UX designer. PM or Scrum Master, QA, quality analyst, solution architect or application architect, or enterprise architects. These are architects, let's say. Subject matter expert or a domain subject matter experts, DA, and DevOps teams. Let's say these are the 9 roles you typically see in a software tech projects or a software development projects. Okay, and maybe what if I give this 9 roles, and what if I give you, this is the activities. I told you that project is nothing but set of activities that will be carried out, right? So these are the activities that who is going to carry out this. Let's say, um, provides requirements. Who is going to provide the requirements in this? Let's You can type your answer. Okay. I'm asking you. So who is going to provide the requirements? Just quick. Who is going to provide the requirements? Who is going to provide the requirements? Okay, please. I wanted to see. It's not about the answer. I wanted to see the whether you are active. Okay. SME domain subject matter experts. Please come up. Just one. Yes, great. Yeah, PO slash, because here we have an option which is PO, okay, or product owner or the client is going to give the. Yes, some says that DME subject matter expert. No, like, yeah, business analyst will provide the requirements, is not the source, maybe, right? So PO has a vision that I have this need, and therefore I wanted to build the solution, or right? Therefore, he is supposed to provide, like, but BA is supposed to be an elicit from him. Elicitation is all about that obtain information, obtain requirements from him. Okay. Next, I'll ask you a quick question again. Yes, who elicit needs and requirements? BA. Yes, you are already there now. You are already, everything is there. Who elicits needs and requirements is BA. Okay, right. And now this is a little bit who facilitates the stakeholders alignment. Who facilitates stakeholders meetings? This is it a PM, BA, PMBA, Scrum Master? Okay. When I say a PM slash a Scrum Master, it's okay, right? Agile coach, no, right? So PM slash PM, okay, BA, yes. This is, there is no, sometimes there is no hard and fast like rules like this. Who's supposed to facilitate meetings? That it depends, right? If it is related to the project meetings, yes, PM or Scrum Master. If it is a requirements meeting, let's say if you want to elicit requirements, needs or requirements, yes, you can also schedule meetings. Okay, it's not necessary that PM only. But if you need to like something, ask him to that to reach a set of people who is not directly accessible by PAs, then yes, we can take the help of PM slash. Okay, that Scrum Masters. However, let's say if you are directly connected with the PO or a client, yes, you guys can schedule because you BA is very closely work with client or a PO. But every time you, because PM or a Scrum Master becomes a bottleneck all the time, right? But that is what you should be able to inform, copy him all the time. That is what the communication rule. Whatever is happening within the project, copy him, but you can facilitate yourself. Okay. Let's say you have something in ambiguity with the customer within their departments, multiple people. You can schedule a meeting with them and you can resolve that, right? So it is a combination of yes. Right. So, and who validates, who validates the solution? I'm asking one more question quickly. We can move ahead up. Thank you for all your activity that who validate solutions. Yes, merci. Yes, quality. Yes, test this. Because this is the activity that I want to make you understand the roles and responsibilities of the team members. Okay, right. Yes, it depends on the company. Please, QA. Okay, right. So verification and validation of means something validation. When the term you heard of validation, it is nothing but testing, quality assurance, QA, right? QA, right? And who monitors the project execution? You are very clear now. Okay. Yes, project manager or scrum master. Right. Now, who develops the tech solution? You know it. Okay. Who developers? Yes, dev. The solution architect is going to design. Okay. They are not going to hands-on because they are a experienced people. They don't. Please understand. Solution architect is the guy who is going to help the team to give the design, blueprints, architecture, infrastructure related. Okay. And one thing, another last question. Who deploys solutions to the environment like cloud environments like AWS, today Azure and blah blah blah? Yes, Surya, correct. DevOps. Today, earlier we used to do manually, but today is a CI/CD automation. If the developer is coming, then. But this setup is going to be done by DevOps are not going to do manually. There is an automation again. Okay, DevOps operations team. These are the entry questions for sure. Okay, right. Come back to now. The role clarity is clear. Which role is responsible? Project initialization and all. Right. Let's. We will jump into another important skill. Another important skill or a competency is very important. This skill or a competency. Let me bring it to the whiteboard. Alright. So hope we understand the project and the roles, right? So now, analyst, when you claim that I'm an analyst, we must have this thinking skills. How many of you know there is thinking modes actually? Yeah, I've shared my credentials. One of the credentials I did problem solving, analytical thinking, design thinking from Cambridge, right? So one of the semester I did there. This is the key. They taught with 3K, it's a, I spent, they are executive executions. They cost more. What they teach after charging much, then this is what, how do you think? It's very important for an analyst. If you're a problem solver, if you're a business analyst or a data analyst, I see many courses, they are not teaching this problem solving skills for sure. Just directly jump into the Excel or a Python or something is equal. That they are calling it as, yes, we taught. But if we don't know how to think, how to solve the problem, what is problem solving? How analytical thinking works, right? So, in order to apply your analytical thinking, these thinking modes we need to apply. Please understand these are the thinking modes. What are the thinking modes? I always emphasize is this. This is the first one. This is the second one. There is no such sequence kind of a thing. We will apply these thinking modes. It depends on the journey, depends on the stage or the state we are. How many of you? This is, I kept it here. This is because communication and collaboration is the key for a business analyst. Communication. Okay. Hey, John, please. John. Yeah. Right. So communication and collaboration is the key for a business analyst because as we see in the previous slide, that is the bridge between the business and the tech. If there is a gap in the communication, if the gap in the way you are thinking, then you are you are adding one more misery to the project. Okay. Why they hire a business analyst, tech business analyst or business analyst? You're easing their, the what business wants to achieve and clearly communicate that with the tech teams. But if you are adding more bottleneck or gap, as a business analyst, I'm not here to add gaps, not here to confusion, not add to measure. I am here to think clear. That is very important. If you are sitting in a boardroom, if you are sitting in a meeting, if you are wherever you go, clarity, not the confidence. Please write it down this because this is the philosophy I follow that it's not about the confidence, it is all about the clarity that your thinking clarity is makes a lot of it. Okay, thinking clarity. So how do you think this is? First of all, thinking can be visual. Visual thinking. What does it mean? Visual thinking is use pictures or images. Okay, let's say. What does it mean, pictures or images? You don't need to draw like something, what you know, like, but like example, I'm telling you a flow chart. Okay, this is the step one, step two, then something here. This is the condition. Then okay, then like this, then like this, then it ends. If you think like this in a diagrammatic way, there is a opportunity to learn, and you will make others understand so that better. Please type SR. If you depict something in a pictorial representation, do you think it's more meaningful? Okay, I wanted to hear from all of you that, not hear that, at least you need to type yes or no. Most of you agree because 80% or 90%, if you communicate something in a sign, in something, it's a pictorial, in a depicted pictorial way, then other people can understand very easy what are the components, elements, or what are the steps involved in it. And you will also learn that, hey, this is maybe you're doing it wrong when you are validating with others. Okay. Example, I'm giving you this. Let's say that if you can draw something like, a diagram
You
like,
going by yourself?
okay, like,
Where?
yes, this
Where?
is the
Let
connection,
me see her
right? So,
face.
okay, right? So how this is
Maria?
right? If you do it this way, this gives the relationships between the elements or the steps or the components. So that is what always I emphasize before you analyze anything. If you model it, I call it as modeling, visual model in a diagrammatic way. Modeling is the basis in order to do analysis. What is analysis? So analysis is all about understanding the relationships among the different parts as a whole. Yes, analysis is all about what? Parts and its whole and its parts, and understanding the complexity. Right? How do you say it's a complex or a simple? It based on the relationships that exist among the entities or among those steps. If you're talking about a process, if multiple steps are there in the process, do you think it's a complex or not? Yes. How do you say it's a complex or a simple? Because you have to have something, a model in hand, then analysis becomes easy. Analysis is all about this. Please write it down. Whole and its parts and analyzing its relationships. Whole and its parts. Synthesis. There is another term called a synthesis. What does it mean, synthesis? Synthesis means you have a parts and putting it together. Analysis and synthesis, these skills are very, very important. But in order to do that capability, ability, but modeling is the key. Okay. If you have a modeling skills like flow charts, especially business sense, I'm talking about, I'm not talking about a financial analyst or some other analyst. I'm talking about a business analyst. At least he should be able to have a flow charts. He should be able to draw flow charts. He should be able to draw context diagrams. He should be able to draw domain diagrams. Therefore, he can analyze any domain. He can analyze any. He can understand any context of a system. He can understand any flow. Therefore, modeling is the key. If you are able to think always any information, if you keep it in, especially business analysis information, if you keep it in a diagrammatic way, that allows you to analyze effective and efficient, even quicker than others think, and effective than others think, right? This is what one thing I always recommend for a business analyst in order to solve problems, because you are a problem solver end of the day, right? So next is strategic thinking. What does it mean? Strategic thinking is nothing but what? Goals or objective. So why you are writing the requirements? Do you know why you are writing the requirements? Why you are working in that project? Do you know what is the context of the project? And when you are interacting with the business, do you know what the business is all about? What they are into? What their functions is all about? What is their operations is all about? What the stakeholders? What the domain subject matter experts? So, why you are doing is very, very important. Goals and objectives. This is what something else. Think strategically. What is the goals and objectives? What they wanted to achieve. This is very, very important thinking. And next is the systems. This is very, very important. What does it mean? Systems thinking. Let's say in e-commerce, how many systems are involved? Because you are purchasing every day. Not every day, maybe as and when you need, right? But did you ever observe what are the systems involved? Identify what are the systems that involved. Recall that when you're ordering, what are the systems? E-commerce, let's say, maybe hope out of all of you, then you might have ordered at least once in an online, right? What are the systems involved? Maybe if you ask me, I can say this. Yes, ordering is the core because any e-commerce is ordering, right? Ordering, once you're ordering, there is a payment. Payment is another system. Your communication, emails, WhatsApp, all these communication coming into you. This is payment gateway communication. Again, updating the catalog of the vendor who is supplying the product. That is also integration, right? So when we are talking about systems, integrations is very important. Integration. See, but we are using everyday digital products, but they are working integrated, integral. They are integrals of multiple. Like payment is somebody developed. That is a separate system. Even payment, there is a banking system. It is connected with transfers. Everything is RB. Like in India, RBI. Maybe in other countries there might be a different regulatories. Yes. So system thinking is very, very important. Yes, we have to draw something like this. This is one system, another system, like how they are connected, which is causing what on these loops will be there. Okay. Same like domain also we can understand like this. Okay. Everything if you think like visual and you will clearly understand what the goals and objectives, what are the systems they are integrated each other, and finally design thinking. Design, when we say design, always think of a user who is going to use your system, like maybe a mobile application. This could be a system, right? Or like web application or a chatbot. Today, AI chatbot. This is always think of this guy, what exactly he wants. Okay, design thinking, always ideas, what he is sharing. Okay, so mock-ups. Mockups mean something which how the software should look like. Again, we should be able to introduce prototypes or wireframes. Typically we use the term wireframes or mockups. Let's say example is this. Hey, a user is looking for something, login. So this username and password, and there should be a two buttons, something buttons like this. And if you click here, there should be a title here. So next page is all about home page, which supposed to look like this. Okay, there is a header and there is a menu items. This is something a welcome page. Okay, and next is something which is if we click here button, then it's supposed to show a different form where see this is all design. Okay, so in software, when we are building software solutions, when we utter the word design, think of user interfaces, UI. Okay, UI. So these requirements are very, very important. So always analysis. Okay, this is the word analysis. What does it mean? Analysis means whole and its parts. Okay, okay, how they are connected each other. Think of all this when you thinking analysis, whole and its parts, whole and its parts, how they are connected. In order to understand this model, modeling is nothing but documenting process. When you are documenting, preferably the format should be diagrammatic. It solves many problems. Communication problem, it solves most of the communication and collaboration problem it solves, because that is what the next biggest demand in the market is, that who can communicate and collaborate. It's not about writing the code, it is not about validating the requirement, it is not about validating the software. They're all AI is taking care of. But the thing is that human loop, where like a BA is must, where you should be able to think very clear than AI, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence means an artificial. It always gives the results based on the data that is available, but it doesn't add emotion, it doesn't add something, feelings, it doesn't add something, right? So trust and all. But here it is, if you think clearly, you can solve problems. Maybe that AI can't solve. Like AI solves like coding problems, some analysis like dashboarding problems. Okay, it adds some value, but human is required. Okay, where you should be able to think very clear that in terms of what is the strategy, like and what are the systems they are integrated, and what is the very specific user requirements and how the software should look like, designs and everything should be model. This is I call it as modeling, modelling. Say modeling is nothing but a documenting process. Please write it down. Modeling is nothing but a documenting process. Okay. There is a format, text format, table format, and diagrammatic format. Always I recommend your analyst diagrammatic format. If you think any information, if you model in a diagrammatic way, you will be more effective communicator, remains as a effective communicator, and you can make others understand very easily, also make them think, means and you can influence, or you can also learn a lot of things. That yeah, maybe sequence is wrong, right? So this step is not here. This step is not here. This step supposed to come here. This step supposed to go here. But only if you model it in a diagrammatic format. Okay, that is what the skill set that is required for a BA. Flow charting for analytical thinking. Okay, and domain modeling for problem solving. Okay, these skills, context diagrams to understand the big picture, systems thinking for integrations. What are the other systems? Why I need all these? Because you need a clarity in order to spec the requirements or define the requirements, right? Yes. Hope we understand the thinking modes. Like this is a framework you can think of. So these skills are going to be detailed in our next sessions. Okay. Let's come back. This is the 80% of your business analysis activities requires communication and collaboration. Definitely you can solve those gaps in terms of understanding, learning domain from subject matter experts, from PO, because he is going to source the requirements, he is going to provide the requirements. But see, this is the fact. Customer or a PO doesn't know what he wants. This is not my statement, typically. Okay. Yeah, I worked a lot of projects, in these 2.5 decades. Yes, they will confuse. Okay, that's what sign off is important. But make them understand is very important, because they, yes, might know, but they don't clearly communicate it properly. Okay, they can't interpret properly. Maybe if there are 3 or 4 people in the same domain, or in the same, let's say, accounts domain, you are solving a problem in the accounts domain. Let's say you are interacting with domain account people. They speak different terms, different jargons in the same department, and different interpretations. Therefore the conflict arises. Okay, that is the reason. If you bring this modeling techniques there, and if you can share with all of them, and clearly, if they are able to think clear, and if you are able to think clearly, then the requirements can be no conflicts, no ambiguities, right? So therefore, the thinking approach is very important, because when you are solving problem solving,
Hmm.
analytical thinking, and decision making,
Bro,
those are very important skills.
bro,
Okay, right.
the last man sent you
Next,
this invite for a this thing for BA.
so okay, we'll open for Q&A. Okay, then we can talk about that. Right. So next, let's few questions that I wanted to talk, like before connecting that. What is industry or a sector is very, very important. What is industry or a sector? How many of you know this? Maybe this is not yes or no question, right? So industry or sector. Industry or sector is that, I searched in the Google, that just wanted to show. This is something which we are talking about, like in the economy, like see healthcare industry or banking industry, financial, or these are even retail, agriculture is also services sector, agricultural sector, right? Manufacturing sector. These are the sectors, right? Why we need to know this as a business analyst, right? So because when you are working in a project, actually you should know that actually the client is belongs to. Why does it matters? Because they operate, the businesses operate, the companies, your client company operates in a specific sector. You need to understand. Okay, or maybe your management may ask you that, hey, can you create a report on this particular e-commerce? Okay, how it operates. I wanted to understand. Then what do you do, right? So this is what understanding industry sector is very important. But you can ask me, hey, is it I'm a junior BA or a mid level? I don't know. I'm entry level. Does it make sense? Maybe you are not assigned to do this analysis, but at least you should be able to explore this. You should be able to study this. Okay. But if the senior consultants, like BAs consultants, maybe who works in McKinsey, okay, big firms, yes, they must, because they need figures. They should know what the competitors and everything. But do I need this? Not. Okay. But if you are a senior, definitely, yes, you have this sector analysis or a market analysis, okay, or industry analysis is a basis. It is not a frequent on a day to day, but yes, it's a one time. How to do it in a AI, we can talk about it. Okay, it's very easy. Today, artificial intelligence will help us that we can do a quick study on any industry or a sector. That's what I can show you. Okay, let's business. What is a business actually? Because you're a business analyst. If you don't know what is a, I don't ask you the definition of business from Harvard or these schools. At least, what is a business? So Wikipedia at least gives this. Okay, exchange of goods and services. Simple. Business means a exchange of goods or services. Let's say example is simple business is that a training business that HAC is doing. HAC is a business forum, training business forum, which now we are servicing you. I'm teaching you something, right? So because you are interested, you wanted to take this course and you are going to pay this and pay us, then we are going to deliver value to you, right? You will get some value. Okay, you are holding some value with which maybe you can get a good salary. That's what you can monetize money. You can get the money. Here, every business on the planet Earth, let's say Starbucks is there, Microsoft is there, Boeing is there. Let's say what they are doing, Starbucks is selling the coffee, or Boeing is selling or manufacturing the aircraft, and Microsoft is building the softwares. Is it? No. What they are doing is that all they are trying to make profits is a common thing. Okay, because end of the day they try to deliver value to the customers and try to make the profit. Every business wants to make revenue and profit. Revenue less the expenses and the profit. End of the day, the profit. They're doing the profit, right? So, but the method is different. Like one is chosen the method is a technology method, and another is chosen a mechanical or something, and another is choosing a coffee. But end of the day, business objective is to make money. How do they make money? By delivering some value, right? Business is all about, goods or services that delivers value, therefore, okay, and return that the value will be received. Create value and capture value. Simple way. Creating values. Let's say our training program. This is the program, career program for BA Tech BA. We are trying to create a value to you, and in return, you are creating a value in terms of a currency. Okay, what we are exchanging? I'm exchanging. We are sharing the knowledge and we are sharing the techniques. We are sharing all these methodologies and everything. Then you are going to return us back that something a currency. Okay, maybe it's a dollar bill or something, kind of, right? Rupee, whatever it is, that, right? So we are exchanging. So this is all about business, because business analyst is someone who can analyze the whether it is a goods company, manufacturing company, or a services company, right? And what is their operations, what is their functions, where the problem. So we will connect that actually when we are solving the problem. I can show you that how to solve a problem where this helps. Like maybe organization means a business means a very big, whether it's a Microsoft or a Starbucks or a Boeing, they're big. But are we solving the entire business problem? No. Maybe a specific area, that is specific domain within their business, we wanted to solve a problem. That is what spot. How do you spot that? It's very important. If you know the whole and you can identify the part actually where the problem is, right? If you don't know how it operates, then we will be confused all the time. This is a scientific way of doing a business analysis. Okay. Then what is a data? Yes, every business holds data like customer information, vendor information, product information, orders information, returns information, payments information. All this information is a facts. The data will be collected. Okay. Earlier, when there was no technology, electronic technology, then we used to store in a paper and pen, paper, paper forms, right? When there was no paper forms, maybe our ancestors used something different format, like they used to write on the rocks. They documented everything on the rocks, right? So Today, archaeologists going and digging everything and finding it out that the languages, scripts, and everything, they document it. Okay, we are also today documenting in an electronic form, not in the stone form, in the paper form, or something like that. In a in India, the scriptures also written in some uh, leaf. I don't know that, like some kind of even they use metals also. The scripted, right? But today we are living in a digital world where everything is an electronic form. We are storing electronic form. The data is storing an electron. Today AI is working on this electronic data. Okay, because the AI is successful because of we created lot of data from 2 decades when the internet came into the picture. 2000 onwards, we started creating content, text content, image content. Today, YouTube is creating lot of video content. So using that content, AI is generating the content again. Okay, AI is generating. That's a generative model. GPTs are nothing but generative transformers, right? Based on the existing data. So today business is also storing everything in a digital format. That's why we're calling it as databases, SQL Server database, Oracle database, MySQL database. The database is the key. That's why today data centers, right? So everybody is talking about data centers. Data centers. Oracle is investing like anything. In Oracle, the OpenAI is investing. In OpenAI, NVIDIA is investing, right? So why? Because the data, right? This data will be connected with the help of applications or bots or mobile applications, web applications, right? What is analysis? We are already talking about whole, its part, sequence, relationships, and comparison. All when you're doing something, if you take a business, how the business works, business is a whole, and what are the functions? Functions you can think of parts because every business works like when I say a function, departments, think of a departments, HR department, operations department, sales department, marketing department, orders department, logistics department. Hmm? So engineering department, if it is a manufacturing company, it's an engineering department or inventory department. These are all parts of the business of the company. If you're a business analyst, at least you need to understand, oh, this is the business. Let's say if you're working in an e-commerce company, how the e-commerce works, you should know what are the functions of an e-commerce. As a whole, e-commerce as a whole, retail business, how the retail business works. Ordering is the core. In a retail, ordering the items, ordering the products is the core. And returns is the supporting, right? So and payments is one of the payments departments, accounts departments. Okay, vendors, procurement is something which they procure the items, right? So this is what any business, it's not about a retail. Maybe if you go to the healthcare is also understand how the healthcare outpatient, inpatient. Okay, there is a different departments within the healthcare. Okay, and if you talk about the bank, again, bank, if you look at the bank, how it operates, loans is one department. Within the loans, again, supporting functions like demat accounts and saving accounts and corporate accounts or corporate loans, okay, personal loans. All these will be the structure will be. So you need to understand the structure of a business as an analyst. Okay. Therefore, modeling, I've already covered the modeling thinking, right? So you should be able to think like a model. How to do a modeling, we will teach you that. That is what, flow charting and domain diagrams and context diagrams, use case diagrams. Use case diagrams is all about requirement, right? Okay. The technology is all about that solving the problem. Okay. Technology is the effort to organize the world of problem solving so that goods and services can be invented, developed, products produced and used with the help of technology. Today we have a AI technology, automation technology. Yes, all of you agree? And we have a technology today, internet technology, payment technology, and communication technology like WhatsApp communication channels like WhatsApp, SMSs, emails. These are the notification technologies, right? So maybe we can integrate all of them, okay, based on the problem which we are solving. Okay, the architect will decide. Architect or a architect, solution architects or an application architects, they are going to decide which type of solution is going to, which kind of technology is going to fit for this problem. But as a business analyst, we should be able to identify that problem or understand that problem or know that problem and at least define that what problem, how to solve that problem. Okay, this is what, how, what, and why, what, and how. Okay, this is very important because this is always think of why the change is happening. This is strategic side. Why is always the goals and objectives. Why, and this is always how. Okay, and in between, it's not I'm not connecting any systems or something, but what? Always why and what are the features and how the criteria, scenarios that's supposed to be. As a business analyst, we should be able to define our spec, right? Then the development team is going to implement the. So how to do this? This is we call it as elicitation skill. This is third skill, which I'm just highlighting now. Elicitation and analysis. Elicitation is nothing but what? Obtaining information. How do you obtain? There are three ways we can obtain. Either collaboratively means talking to stakeholders like subject matter experts, domain subject matter experts. Who knows? Let's say you are very new to the retail and you are very new to the procurement in a retail business, very new to the completely services. Okay. But you should be identify the stakeholders, interact with them, and rely on them and get the information and get the requirements. This is collaborative way of understanding things, getting the clarity. Otherwise is research. You can alone silo, you can discover information from the documents. Today you can use AI. AI is your friend with which you can do the research by yourself. Unlike collaborative is you can sit with people and understand with them. You can do a hybrid also. Okay, in order to get anything, in order to learn whether it is an industry or a domain or a context or anything. Okay, research discovers information from the documents. Stakeholders may not know about this information. Okay, experiments, this is we call it as POCs or whatever it is. Discover the information without stakeholders or documents. Prototyping, that's what we talk about, the design. Okay, experiment with designs like concepts. Okay, this is the three ways the elicitation can be done. Today with the help of AI, it is easy. So how many of you heard of prompt engineering? Please type yes or no. Just I wanted to see that your responses. Prompt engineering, this is AI. Just try to understand prompt engineering. How many of you know prompt engineering? Because this is the skill today. AI skills are required. No. Okay, Ali, no problem. If you don't know, no, I don't know, I don't know. It's a very important thing, right? So there is the opportunity to learn, right? Yes, no, yes, Anil, yes, Shara. Okay. Let's say that you have 50% no, 50% doesn't know that, but let me explain this. What is a prompt engineering is? Okay. Let's forget about the engineering. It's not a technical word. I already told you that how you structure something, it's called engineering, right? So if you make it function, if you structure it and if you make it function, that's an engineering, not necessarily some tech, right? So prompt is something, a kind of instruction, right? Hey, this is what first step, second steps, or second instruction, third instruction, and fourth instruction. Okay, go by this. So to whom you are saying this is very important. You are prompting, like let's say, uh, if you wanted to know what are the restaurants nearby, what do? immediately will go to the Google, right? Because you are habituated to the Google. Google is a search engine which is impacted our lives. What if anybody wants any information? They are going to the Google and searching. But if you give the type something, that is also a prompt. That is also something an input. Okay. If you give small input in the text box, it will give you a list of things, right? But today is not the way. GPT, Chat GPT is just an application. Grok is an application. Okay, Gemini is an application. Claude is an application. Cursor is an application. Okay, I'm talking about few tools. Perplexity is a kind of an application. But behind behind these applications, there is LLMs, large language models. LLM. As I mentioned, how Google works is a search engine. It searches the whole internet and gives you the results. Okay, based on small input. Hey, what are the top IIMs or top IIT institutes in India? Let's say, what are the league institutes, elite institutes, across the world, MIT, blah, blah, blah. It will show you the list based on input. But today, search engines are gone, and today is AI LLMs, large language models. What does it mean? Large language model is something which is whatever the English which you provide in a proper structured way, then accordingly it will give you the results. That's why the way search engine Google works, the ChatGPT or Grok, whatever the names applications I mentioned, they don't work. They will give you hallucinated information, unpredictable information. If you give the same input again and again in the same chatbot like ChatGPT, it will give you a different results, not the consistent result. Why? Because you're not following the proper structured way of inputs. Okay, simplifying. I'm simplifying. If prompt engineering is all about that, a structured inputs. Your structured inputs, if you provide to the application, then it gives the results in an expected, predictable way. Otherwise, it's not a like Google search. It is something different. The way it works is different. Okay, the way it generates the text is different. It's not the search engine, first of all. Therefore, this is one of the skills that is required today for anyone. It's not for BA. Okay, any developer, anyone who knows this prompt engineering fit. It's not make you experts, but at least I will give you that the structure, how to create a structure. Okay, let's talk about this. These are the 6 building blocks, please remember. Okay, anyway, we can detail this in the next classes, but high level, if you want to structure the inputs that if you want, then this is the way. First, the block is task. What is the task you are looking to? And the context. Specify that details like it's a regulatory, competitors, functions, operations, management structure. Let's say if you're a business analyst, maybe this is what we are interested all the time, right? So like functions or operations or competitors or regulatory in that particular sector or industry or in that particular business. Let's say healthcare, tightly regulated. Pharmaceuticals, tightly regulated. Food, tightly regulated. But what is that regulations? I don't know. But in order to get that, you should be able to give a clear structured input to the AI application, AI chatbots, like whether it is ChatGPT or Gemini or Grok or Perplexity or Claude or Cursor. These are the 4 or 5 popular ones. I'll tell you that which tool that's supposed to be used for what. Okay, let's say Claude is there. Claude can be used for code. If you want to generate code, Claude is the best. Claude.ai. Okay, I can show you now. Okay, And if you want to analyze something, Claude is also best. Okay. And Perplexity is best for something else. Gemini is something else. Okay. But they do the similar kind of a job. But coding or analysis or a dashboarding, so Claude is the very top today. Okay. And Grok is there from Elon Musk, like X AI. Okay. That will be like something, it's a agentic AI, which will extract a lot of data and it gives the rational why. That is also for analysis. That is a good for analysis, right? Not for code. Code, when we think of generating a code, that's Claude. But analysis, Grok is good, okay, and Claude is good. So I'll tell you that those tools. But you should structure the first what you want, okay, in a proper way. That's the building blocks of prompt is like this. What is the task and the context? And you should provide some examples. That's where the model understands and gives you the predictable information, right? And persona, assign a specific character also. Hey, you are a functional BA or a 9 years or a 10 years BA. Hey, think of this, like give me something, market analysis or generate user stories, this given this, or generate a use case diagram, generate something. Hey, generate a domain analysis diagram, generate flow chart. Okay, it will give you, but you must give the structured input. Then next is format. What is the outcome I'm looking for? Am I looking for something? You are learning something. Let's say e-commerce, how e-commerce works. The best way to learn is flashcards, let's say. Or remember, if you want to remember something, the key elements, then flashcards is the key, right? Then notebook LLM is the greatest tool to learn anything. We can show you that maybe a dedicated session. Okay, right. And tone is also very important because it has bias. Let's say Grok, it has its bias. Gemini, it has its bias. Okay, because that is what the problem with AI, hallucination, and it will confidently say wrong that it is right. So that is the biggest problems. That's what human loop is required. Okay. So therefore, it is prompting is very important. We did a project. We are doing that projects. I involved in projects. Invoice extraction. That's what the project we are talking about in the project in this whole course. We are going to give the invoice extraction. We are going to solve a problem of procurement problem in an e-commerce. Vendors are not getting paid on time. That is a problem. Vendors procurement, right? Procurement means the e-commerce guys get the products and display. But once they sold, the vendor get paid. But there is a terms and conditions within 30 days or 15 days or credit will be there, right? After that time, if they are not paid, then the vendor is not going to provide. So that's what the problem we can see. Okay. So how to solve that with the automation, I can show you. Okay, there is a little bit prompt is also there that we can do it if you are interested in the end. But we need to understand concepts and theories first and recall, because end of the day you're going for an interview. This is very, very important. So here the point is here, the prompt engineering means structure the inputs in a proper way like this. Hey, this is the hard and fast rule we should be able to write the prompts. Yes. Okay, like what is the task, what is the context, what is the examples that you are expecting to result back, and what is the persona it should be able to think. Okay, what format, what tone is also important. If you write it this way, and I have created, okay, I'll give it to you in the later. Okay, this is the prompts. I have multiple prompts. Okay, this I'm giving an example of prompts. Okay, I created a prompt. hey, analyze this. And if you use this and just to change this, if you're looking for a healthcare or if you're looking for insurance, understand that specific sector or an industry. This prompt works. What I did is I copied and changed this. I replaced the industry. Okay, I replaced the industry. Let's say I put it here, e-commerce, retail e-commerce, and the prompt is provided to Claude.ai. Just I provided because it takes time to generate. That's what which I've already generated and kept it here. I kept the prompt here and it generated the beautiful report, analysis report. Typically, it takes days and weeks in order to generate this kind of report. See this, the artifact. The same, if you look at this is what I pasted. Hey, the same prompt engineer. This is what I did the prompt. This is the prompt. Typically, we call it as a prompt. Prompt could be long. Okay, as I mentioned that it is not like Google search. Just one input is not enough. You should be able to give proper structure. That's what we call it as engineered structure, right? And I copied and pasted. This prompt talking about hey, that uh, retail e-commerce products and services. List the top 5 retail e-commerce products and services in the specific characteristics why the product design is designed. And so I've generated this prompt. I created this prompt. It just only thing is we need to change the industry. See here, I created a placeholder. Just you can use it. You can use it. I'll share this. You can use it. Just change, replace this placeholder and maybe you can copy and paste it in a notepad and change that, replace that and paste it here in Claude.ai, paste it here and see this. I'll conduct comprehensive research on the retail e-commerce industry in India. Maybe if you're looking for US, you're looking for Africa, you're looking for Australia, you're looking for some other geographies, you can change this also. Okay, there is an India is there, you can change this. Okay, you can find it here. It is the country also, we can change it. Okay, but it by default it took the India. And see this is a beautiful study. This is the summarized. This is total India e-commerce market is valued at 136 billions in 2025, projected something by 30. This is what the growth and talking blah 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 blah. And what is the future is that something like even questionnaires also I've asked, it is generated the questionnaires. And AM feature is that something e-commerce is adding a lot of AI features in future. That's what BAs should be able to know these skills. When you, let's say, maybe you might work with companies like e-commerce companies also, they hire BAs. Okay, right. So there they wanted to implement solutions like AI solutions, AI and ML solutions, data engineering solutions. Okay. So therefore, maybe you will get a chance to write requirements there. How do you analyze that, understand that the sector is all about, how it operates, all these things. See, okay, I click here, the artifact. See, this is a beautiful report. But we need to review this, okay, before if you're submitting to somebody. If somebody asks you to generate a study on e-commerce, like you are an analyst, right? So understand the e-commerce domain, retail e-commerce industry analysis, India 2025. Maybe you can the prompt can be little bit tweaked, it can be generated beautiful. These are the players in India. It is, see this, market players. Flipkart is also, maybe I don't know, it's owned by Walmart. Market share is 32%, 24%, blah, blah. And the geographic presence, because it's a multi-geography, because when we are writing the requirements, this is very important. Okay. When you are writing the requirement, uh, it's an enterprise level requirements and multi-geo, then we need to ask the PO or a client, is this invoice generated only for India or Australia or Latin America? That is a very, very powerful and important question. Okay. Let's say if the e-commerce is only restricted in India, no problem. Okay, the DDMMYY is common. But if it is operating in India and as well as US, the date format is not the same. DDMMYY is works in India, MMDDYY is works in US. That is a key difference, key requirement, key definition. So therefore, this studies will give us, to ask questions and write requirements. Okay. So right. So these are the competitors because the prompt is engineered in such a way that it is generated like this. Okay. Like who is coming up and how it operates is also there. Maybe it takes time to read. What are the key activities and processes? This is very important, right? So operations, understanding the operations is very, very important for a business analyst. Okay. See, order management, inventory management. That's what I talk about. Maybe if you give the same prompt for the healthcare, this might be different. The key activities in a healthcare industry or a healthcare business is going to be different. Okay. Because in healthcare, there may not be a product catalog. Services will be there. Okay. May not be an inventory management. Let's say if you talk about a manufacturing related, manufacturing, automobile manufacturing, let's say Tata Motors in India. Okay, or Ford in US, let's say, and that core operations will be changed. Okay, so therefore, understanding key activities and processes very, very important for a business analyst to start. Whether you are a senior business analyst or a mid-level or a junior or if you're entry level, but this gives a complete picture of that particular industry where you are gathering the requirements. Okay, every business exists under a sector or industry. That is very, very important. If you know this, how the business operates within that sector or industry, okay, you will get more questions, more elicitation, right? So this is just an example of prompt engineering and how a business analyst make use of this kind of tools and techniques. Okay, improves the efficiency, effectiveness of your business analysis in a systematic way. Okay, right. So today we will maybe close this. Before that, I'll set the expectations for tomorrow. We will try to solve a problem. Today and tomorrow, this is what we thought of, right? So 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Tomorrow, we can start with solve a problem. We will solve a problem. Let's say mid-size retail chain, which is having 180 stores, operating with 180 stores and having a 700 million revenue. And there they have facing one issue. They are losing money. They are like losing money because of that. The vendor payments, because in e-commerce, the whole e-commerce operations, procurement is one of the very, very important items, inventory, right? So, but this company, let's say mid-size retail chain company, where they are buying the products from the procurement department is purchasing from vendors. Vendors will be there. But vendors gets paid, right? But the payment cycle is getting delayed. The vendors are complaining that, hey, after 30 days also we are not receiving the payment. Okay, it is taking delay. Because if the vendor get paid before the terms and conditions. They will give the discount also. That is also missing. If they pay late, maybe 90 days or maybe more than 90 days, they will penalize, like they will collect more money. More means something of some penalty. Okay. So this 700 million firm, which is having any stores, but because vendor payments is very, very important, right? So if you don't pay the vendor on time, then did he deliver the value? Did he deliver the products, supply the products to the e-commerce? No. He will supply the products to the competitor. Maybe whoever is paying him, on time, is going to supply the products to him. So this company is not intention that they don't want to pay the vendors because there is a problem in their payment cycle issues. Because maybe mess up with their manual processes. Maybe that's what we need to, as a business analyst, we need to do a root cause analysis, RCA. Okay, all these skills we will talk in detail and understand what is the domain. Okay, we will continue that, but picking up this, base. So don't think that this is what a detailed business analysis. This is just, covering that what is the skill sets, competencies that is required as a business analyst. Okay, if you go this kind of, very progressive, structured curriculum and outcome based, and so I will show you this. The same problem is implemented. I can show you that. Like this is what implemented with some automation, no code, low code too. Even you can do it in the end. Last batch, yes, we covered it partially, but this time we have implemented completely. Let's whatever the invoices that comes, and because there is a gap in the why they are losing this, because 240K they are losing because of the manual processes, and the strategic goal is every vendor gets paid after terms and conditions less than 5 days. After credit period less than 5 days, it should be finished. No vendor should not complain. How do we achieve this? First of all, why it is taking 10 days, more than 10 days or 18 days? Okay, this is real problem. We built an application also. Okay, so this invoice takes 10 days to pay because it's a huge, vendors payments getting piled up because manual processes. Maybe we need to root cause analysis and find it out that how we can do analytical thinking and problem solving. We can apply that. But why 10 days it is taking, and what we should do to get it less than 5 days? This is the target. We are solving a problem. The vendor invoices must be paid after credit period less than 5 days. But now it is the indicator, the performance is greater than 10 days, 18 days. With the help of automation, this is an automation tool. Okay, Anyday. Okay, you can find it in Anyday. But if set up in a separate environment, see everything is automated till it gets into even AI. We have implemented AI here, right? As a tech business, should I do all these implementations and everything? No, just I'm showing you this. All right, how the solution should look like when we solve a problem. This is a solution. Solve means a solution, right? So with which definitely the less than 5 days, the company is going to pay every vendor less than 5 days. Therefore, they can get the discounts, and the customers are committed the quality supplies to the vendor. But now it is 10 days it is taking. Why it is taking 10 days? We can do the root cause analysis and one by one, understanding domain analysis, root cause analysis. Those are the skills. But this is the solution. Let's say if you start execute, finally, whatever the invoice that comes, it will be sync with the accounting system. Okay, this is a kind of a solution which we can see, but the details will be covered in all these skills like how to do the modeling. We have already touched that point, modeling point, right? So how to do the flowcharts. That is requires of training, right? We will cover it in detail. But now just I'm keeping as a whole scope, right? And next, domain
Mm.
analysis, how to do a domain analysis. Okay. And next is understanding the domain, like this is what something. And what is the root cause analysis, how to do it. And flowcharts, how to do it. Like this is the flowcharting, right? Example, okay. And this is what as is. And you can understand the problems. And this is what something is designed with the help of architects, and they come up with something, a solution. That's what I'm showing you in here, right? And we should be able to write the requirements, what are the types of requirements and all. Okay, in agile, how to write the requirement is nothing but a user story in agile. How to write it, what is the pitfalls, what is the effective and efficient best practices that you need to write the requirement, what are the tools like Jira and like Confluence to document. Jira is the tool for documenting your requirements, means writing your requirements. Okay, like this example. And the tool is that to implement, right? So all these will create definitely a value to you for like, whether you're already working professional, that maybe it will increase. Or if you're new, then definitely there is more, great possibility that you will get it if you practice everything and create your resume and position yourself. And these are the like modules that we are going to cover. I can show you that what are the very brand new modules, that 10 modules that we are going to cover. I can show you. And the placements, that this is the placements that, the students which we got, right? And the way we teach is that the same way, like the whiteboard and everything that we are going to draw and highlight, and the same notes is going to be shared with you as well. Okay, and there are two parts we can think of this. One is concepts and techniques. That's the way I'm, giving you the techniques, like, more detailed techniques, like let's say how to do a flow charting for analytical thinking, how to do a root cause analysis for problem solving, how to write a user story as a requirement, how to do to be state and as is state and to be state in a diagrammatic way, how to extract requirements from that flow. And next is application. Okay, these are the modules that we are going to cover. That introduction to the business analysis. Maybe this is there in with your handout. Okay, which is already shared. Analytical thinking and problem solving, illustration and elaboration, illustration and techniques. How to obtain the information and modeling techniques, which we have already talked about. Requirements analysis and design definition. That's a markups kind of a thing. And this is all about hard skill, talking about software development lifecycle, agile, and specific to the framework Scrum. Okay. And next, how to write, what are the epics and what are the user story features and how to write user stories. We will very detailed sessions. And these are very, because industry is demanding, as we have already analyzed the Deloitte, that what actually it is required is a SQL or APIs that for integration of different systems, right? At least you are not an expert in it, but yes, we must have this to at least to configure. And data analysis, okay, data analysis using Power BI, okay. These are the modules that we are going to cover. And in the end, we are going to talk about that, like resume preparation and network and job boards where you need to apply. And N81, just if you're really interested, hey, this is the project we are talking about, that like, how to solve the vendor payment issues, that how to implement with N8N. This is a free 15 days trial is available. And I'll give the steps, each and every step. If you have that, credentials, you can implement that. Okay. There are bots also for mock interviews that we are trying to bring it up. And maybe, yeah, this is what something the course structure is all about tomorrow, what we are going to cover is this problem. We are going to pick it up, this problem, where we start, like, this is what. And what are the skills that are required? And at a high level, we can see what is domain analysis, right? What is flowcharts at a high level? And how to extract requirements from the flowcharts, and how to define the flow, how to define that, how the Jira looks like, or other tools, project management tools looks like. And once the requirements are written, and how the solutions looks like. This is a end to end we can see till tomorrow. So next we can detail deep down each and every skill in that specific domain. Problem solving domain, yes, we can detail it. And in the solution side, we can detail it. Okay. And you can do the hands-on, like how to do the, which tools we need to use for flowcharts, draw.io, lucid charts. There are different tools. Okay. So these tools and the techniques, the elicitation techniques, like how to conduct interviews, because in order to, let's say, if you want to know why, you need to interact with stakeholders, because if you don't collaborate, how would you know what is causing the issue? Not getting paid, vendor is not getting paid in not less than 5 days. Why? We should be able to understand. If you can write it in a flow diagram like this, therefore we can understand, oh, these are the people who are involved, and this is the bottleneck. So therefore we can come up with to be, like, to be state, how it should look like, what the automation or what is the technology that we should be able to bring to solve this. Okay. And with the help of our technical architect. I told you that in the project earlier, did an exercise, solution architect and the technical leads. They are going to help us that, hey, this is what we are going to solve this problem with, mobile application or AI application or a kind of automation. Okay. Accordingly, we should be able to write the requirements. Okay. These are the 4 types of requirements. What are they actually? How to identify them when it comes to you, and how to write it. Okay. So all this will be, we can say, at a high level tomorrow. And next, followed by that, we will go in detail, like, very detailed detail of each competency. Okay. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very.
That's
Sorry,
it for
please go
today.
ahead.
Right.
Yep.
So that's it for today. And next is problem solving for tomorrow. Don't miss it. That's very exciting one. How to solve, and with a analytical thinking and root cause analysis, and how to translate that, okay, the and thinking into requirements. We can show you some board, how it should look like, where actually your day, typical day of a business analyst is to groom the requirements in the board. Okay. So that's where. And followed by that, we can show you that, and a demo of the solution should look like implemented. Okay, this is a sample, and more deep down, each skill and each competency, each tool and each technique in the coming up sessions. Thank you. Over to you, Lakshmi.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, DP. Yep, you can stop the screen share. This is wonderful insights. Thank you very much for your time, DP. Maybe DP, can you stop the screen share, please? Hi all. Hope all of you, as promised earlier, hope you got a good value for the time that you have invested. So I want to show just so the some students they asked, hey Lakshmi, can we get this material and recording to revise and everything? And the DP also has some AI prompts and everything as a. So all these things, what I'm going to do, I will be uploading in the Google Drive like this. So there is a new drive I created. So if you see not the AI, where is this? Just 1 minute, Jan 26. So this is the Jan 26 drive. I will be uploading the material and everything. So what I'm going to do, I will be giving you the access. So I have to click here and I have to share and I will be giving you the access. So you don't need to pay today and tomorrow, free of cost. I have to add your email ID. I don't have your email IDs. That's the reason what I created. I can see 50 plus people. So I created this form and I requested your email ID. Don't worry, I'm not going to play around with the data. Don't worry, I'm having 25 years of experience. I have a lot of reputation, and we don't do any dodgy things. So your data is extremely safe. So all we need is just the name and your WhatsApp number and your email ID. Only the three fields, so that I can add your email ID to the drive. Okay, team, just 1 minute. I think we have good number of, just some of you might have missed. Just 1 minute. Where is the link? Okay, so this is the form that you guys can just fill it up and I can, if you're interested, that's completely okay. And then tomorrow we'll be covering additional details actually in depth. And today and tomorrow is more of an intro kind of a thing. And from next weekend, so as deeply we might have explained you at a high level, 10 modules. I already sent you this. So this is a detailed course structure along with the tools. You can see the tools, the techniques, mind mapping, draw.io, lucid chart, and Confluence, BRDs, writing the requirements. You will be given access to the Jira and Confluence log, and you will be practically doing it. Like more of an internship kind of a role. You will be logging into these tools. You will be practicing the weekends. You are going to learn the subject. Weekdays, you will be doing the hands-on activities. For example, look at this Jira, user story creation. Some of you who are, let's say, if I just type here, maybe just give you a glimpse of it, yeah? I don't know if I still have the access, but I'm just checking. I'm at a remote place, actually in a farmhouse. My friend invited for the birthday, so I couldn't say no. I'm in India. Okay, so network is a bit slow here. So you will be given access to the tools like this. So this is the tool. You will be, this is the backlog. You will be writing the epics. You will be writing the user stories. You will be tracking the sprints. You will be doing the reporting. So like this, we given access to the tools and you're going to do the hands-on assignment. Look at the previous hands-on assignment done by our student. So this is the story and these are the tasks. This is completely a real-time project simulation. And DP is having extensive real-time project experience, so he's going to bring a lot of insights. All of these skills really make you stand out in the market, my student. If any of you have any questions, we are happy to take your questions, and yeah, we can conclude the class after your questions. Please feel free to ask any question. No question is here. DP is here. We are happy to support you.
I have a question, Coach Lakshmi. This is Afshan here.
Yes,
I'm your
Afshan.
returning
Yes, go ahead,
student.
Afshan.
Yes. So, two questions. Is
All
there
right.
any discounts for the returning students? And the second question, is the
No,
class on the weekends only or weekdays?
the class is on the weekends. Okay, for the returning students, we are offering an extra $50 discount option. So you don't need to pay that
Okay.
500 and you can pay okay. And the timing is going to be USA time, Friday night, 2.5 hours, Saturday night, 2.5 hours, like a similar time.
Okay.
And each class will be recorded. So Friday night, Saturday night, you have the live classes. Monday to Thursday, you will be given the hands-on assignment you are expected to do. And then we will review your assignments and you will have support during the weeks as well, Afshan.
Okay, and then one more question. So, for somebody like me, or there are people who have no experience as a BA, but may have experience as a
Hmm.
Scrum Master, or some may not have experience at all. So, in their resume, how
Yeah,
can we incorporate the
yeah.
BA skills to show that we have the experience
Hmm.
working as a BA?
Right. Let's say, for example, you are saying that you already have a little bit of experience as a Scrum Master. Example, yeah. So
Yes.
nowadays the roles are more hybrid in nature. I've said more hybrid in nature. So you can just a little bit twist the CV saying that, okay, I worked as a BA slash Scrum Master. I played role of a BA slash Scrum Master kind of a role, or a junior PO slash
Okay.
Scrum Master kind of a role. It's a small or
Okay.
a mid-sized
All right,
company.
that makes
So
sense. That's
whatever
what
the
I was
activities that you
thinking.
are going to learn, you can keep it in the CV.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking.
All clear, Afsan?
Yes, thank you.
All good.
I
Yeah,
will
you are on the
join your
right
session
track.
because your sessions are always
Thank you,
great.
Afsan Ali.
You have awesome trainers all the time.
Oh, oh, thank you very much, Afsan, for the compliment. Yeah, good. So the quality is
Mm.
important. Yeah. So I always focus on that quality and the deliverables. Thank you, Afsan. Anyone? Alekia, hi.
Hi, Lakshmi. So, I
Yes.
just have one concern. So, the teaching and all is like understandable. It's good, but the only
Okay.
concern is once the concept, any concept is finished by our trainer, like we are
Yeah.
not getting any chance to ask the questions. Like, for example, he has explained one diagram, for example. So he's
Okay.
straight away
Yeah.
moving
Yeah.
on to the next concept. Like, for example, if he
Right.
stops at that point and gives us a chance to ask questions regarding that concept, so that we can
Yeah.
ask some concepts to repeat, because I have seen some
Yes.
people asking him to repeat some concepts in between, but I think
Yeah.
he's going on moving on to the next
Right.
slides and continuing. He's not going
No.
reading those chats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, I'll
Yeah.
answer this.
I also agree. I will answer. You can add it to DP. So what
Yeah.
I set the context to the DP is because this is a free session today and tomorrow. We expected more people to join, and as expected, you can see the audience has 50 plus. But in the actual training, you are not going to see these 50 plus people. Okay,
Okay.
so if you just open this forum for everyone to ask, everyone, because from lot of different backgrounds, they will be having a lot of curiosity to understand a little bit more in detail. But the objective of this today and tomorrow class is just to provide a high level guidance and information so that you can feel and experience the trainer expertise, his communication, and you ensure that we are all real, not fake. So that's the main goal. This is not the actual training, but in the actual training he will be giving you logical breaks and pauses, and you can ask as many questions as you can at the end of each and every topic. Okay,
Okay, thank
TP,
you
if
so
you want,
much.
you can also add, please. Yeah.
The same, yeah, the same. Like this is as
Yes,
you
correct,
already
correct,
set that expectation. That's what, but you know,
correct.
numbers is big. Then
And
if you
Y-
ask that, we can set for workshop like that. So the
yes,
format is a
definitely,
workshop, in real next. That's what I said. That this
exactly.
is a high level.
Hmm.
We are touching that. What is the required competences that required? Yeah,
Yeah.
you answered that, Lakshmi. Thank
and
Oh,
I hope
good, TP.
to continue with this, like whatever he has explained in the end, like regarding that format of prompt engineering, that there would be many
Oh,
people who
yes.
don't know that concept. So I think today he has just given a summary, if I'm not wrong, because
Oh,
in
yes.
depth, if you want to understand, he will be repeating that concept again, right? Because there are many
It
concepts
will be,
which
of
are
course.
not
Today,
understandable
today
today.
is just today is just only the ABC that he just gave you a brief intro. That's all. So we are
Okay.
going to have a detailed one. And if you are a little bit concerned about that one, let me show you. Maybe I will just try to open the previous batch. Previous batch.
I can show
Just
you
one
if
minute. Yeah.
required. I can show you that. I can share the
Oh,
screen
okay.
and I can show you. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
please allow me.
Yeah, you can. Maybe I will just turn.
Yeah, please, I can show you that.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, you can.
Yeah.
It's going to be very much in detail, and
Yes.
you are
If you
going.
look
If
at
you
this,
share
right?
us the
So,
notes.
yeah, if this is what, okay. Let's say the topic that we are talking about, the AI. We have not talked about this AI is real, history of AI, because that is not elaboratory, the dots, right? So this is what at a high level, as you mentioned, it's maybe the summarize or high level, the building blocks we talk about that. We kept it the
Okay.
boundary. The scope is because for this situation, this numbers, the scope is high level. in case that really it's a enrollment is there and everything, when we start this, right? So first we will start with something, like what is the BA, keywords, and a lot of things, right? This is the way we teach, right? See, information, what is a dissertation, everything is more detailed parts will come into the picture. We talk about the key terms, right? High level,
Yeah.
but this is very detailed, okay? Very detailed. Ninth
Okay.
step detailed levels will be more, but we keep it as like you mentioned, right? This is today and tomorrow. It's open for public, and we should be able to give them. This is what something the scope which we are going to cover. That's a high level, right? And low
Okay.
level when it comes, yes, definitely it's more of a Q&A. It takes more time and the discussion happens. We say it's a 2 hours, 2.5 hours, but sometimes it takes to 3 hours also. Like you,
Yeah.
maybe you're more curious and follow up questions. But others,
Okay.
something which is they leave and they can take recording and listen. Okay, that is what
Okay.
really happens in a virtual settings. Okay, but yes, definitely we will go depth of it, not at a high level. But this is what
Okay.
industry is looking for at a high level. As a business analyst, you should be able to have income rate, right?
Oh, thank you,
Okay.
Prasad.
Thank you.
Let us also hear from Kalpana. Kalpana mentioned in one of the chat that she's already a working BA. So, Kalpana, did you got the value add from today's class? You can share your
Yes,
insight from your
Lakshmi.
BA expertise. All right, Kalpana,
Yes,
what
yes,
was your
true. So it's
experience?
like a brush up for me, and
Yeah.
like yeah, it was very nice session. Thanks, Lakshmi and DP. So my question is like, do you have any WhatsApp group to discuss about the questions for the interviews or like some job description so that we can showcase more than, I mean, like
Yeah.
maybe a little bit we can explain, but if we want to elaborate so that if you can give the tips, it will be very useful for us.
Yes, Lakshmi.
I,
This is you want the answer?
sorry, no, I just lost the connection and reconnected it.
Is there a discussion, group discussion for post
Okay, okay.
training? Yeah.
Post the training, yeah, you can. Once the student register, right, Kalpana? So there will be a description like this. For example, let
Yeah,
so we are
I'll
going to
because
have a discussion group like.
it's breaking. I can explain
Yes,
it. Yes.
sorry, Lakshmi, your voice is breaking. It's like
Yeah.
glitching.
Yeah. Is it audible?
Breaking.
Yep,
Are you
yep,
audible?
yep, yes, SDP.
Yeah, yeah, we have the group. Okay, discussion. Yes, the students will ask post session that hey, what is a epic? This is a classical example happened. What is the
Mm.
difference between epic and sometimes they ask something tech story, right? Maybe they heard from outside. So then there is an opportunity to discuss that. Hey, this is larger value to deliver something like we can discuss it also. That will help to set the expectation all of you that tomorrow what would be the session, and we will give you some explainer videos also. What is the topic that we are going to discuss, let's say. Okay, let's we are talking about the flow charting, that and what are the elements or components that are there for a 5 minutes 3 minutes videos will be there. Just that is more of a wiki kind of a thing, also helps us to share the knowledge and asks us to clarify some doubts. Okay, but if really it is a big thing, big topic, then we will connect it in the uh, session setting.
Yep,
Yeah,
yes, yeah.
right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Yes, Lakshmi.
you. So, Anil? Hi, Anil.
Yes, 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 Lakshmi. Hi, thanks. Um, today I was not able to join. I mean, I joined like an hour late or 1.5 hour late due to I was in the other class like for BA. But I mean, I'm just trying to. I have a couple of questions. One being like, I mean, with this AI, right? I mean, is there any plan or any kind of a course that's structured for the role of project management, sorry, PMI. like how we had this right for a business analyst. Any prompt.
Right. Yeah. Mhm.
I mean,
For
any
the
prompt
typical
engine.
project manager, you're asking, Anil?
Correct. That's correct. Yeah, yeah. I see like this is becoming more like a role-based approach, right? I mean, when I really see like, if
Prompt engineering only prompt engineering specific to the P. So session on the PMP with AI. So maybe you can consider that one if you are keen more on the project management, Anil.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, is there any I mean, in the market, do they have like a roles of that kind, like how we are doing now for business analyst, right? AI for business analyst, and some of these
Right.
tasks we are getting answers from the prompts and I mean,
Yes.
reduce. I mean, and trying to reduce the I mean, the dependency and trying to get more accurate. Similarly, like estimation and
Ah,
for project
right.
management.
No, we
Yeah.
don't have that. That's fully come from the prompt engineering. But from the BA class, you will have a good understanding about how to do that. But the main focus is not mastering the prompt engineering. How can we use the prompt engineering to be a better BA? Maybe you can closely map that to the prompt engineering, same for the PMs also.
PMP.
But we don't have
Okay.
any specific training on that one. But you don't need any training. I think once we have that
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
basic
mean, it's
funda, we can enhance our expertise in that space. Yeah.
definitely, yeah, yeah. I can see that. I mean, how he structured that case study, right? I mean,
Correct.
especially with the
Exactly.
tasks. Yeah, yeah,
It's very
task
good.
contest and yeah, yeah, yeah. Good. Yeah. Thanks, Lakshmi, thanks for
Right.
inviting, and
Problem.
I'll make sure to forward it to folks here as well.
Sure, please ask
Yeah,
them to
yeah,
join
yeah.
tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be much more interesting with the actual insights.
Sure,
And I
definitely. Yeah.
also want to
Okay.
inform the new joiners, whoever is interested, you can also join this Telegram group, invite via link, copy.
Okay.
The good thing about this Telegram group is
Oh, this
this
started
is
in
you can
January. Oh,
join.
okay.
So
I
we
don't know
share a
that.
lot of
Okay.
job opportunity. Which one?
Okay. Oh, I think the
So
PMP one, I think
oh,
it
the
has
PMP.
in
Oh, the PMP
January.
started. Oh, PMP one started. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. That's okay.
So
Yeah,
here
yeah,
we
yeah.
post lot of job opportunities. We share a lot of
Yeah,
job
like I said.
opportunities. More than 6,000 people are there. So you're most welcome to join.
Sure, sure, definitely. Yeah, we'll. Yeah.
Anyone, any
That's all. Yeah, that's all for now. Thanks a
oh,
lot, DPA and Lakshmi for hosting this whole great
anyone,
session.
any final questions, Steve?
Welcome, Anil.
Thank you, Anil. Anyone, any final questions, please? All good? DP, can you hear me? I'm just cross-checking if my
Yeah,
voice is clear. Okay,
yes, yes.
okay.
Yeah, just I wanted to send this message
Oh,
across. Like, tomorrow is an
oh,
interesting for sure.
all right, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much. See you all of you tomorrow. Please feel free to forward this meeting invite to your groups and friends. Just bring them the awareness. It's not mandatory that they have to register, they have to pay upfront anything. So just understanding what is happening in the industry, keeping ourselves more relevant to this changing industry is very, very important. I always tell this to the student. We need to treat ourselves like a product when we purchase a product, for example, a phone or a laptop, whatever it is, so we expect the product to satisfy our needs and expect the product to be more latest. Similarly, when the organizations are recruiting us nowadays, they expect us also to be more skilled professional. So that's very, very important. So if you tell that, oh, 10 years back I have done that one, 10 years back I was a Java developer, they don't need it. So we have to keep ourselves more relevant, whether it's a TP or Lakshmi, you, someone with 2 years of experience, someone with 25 years of experience, no exception. Continuous learning is key. Okay, team?
Yeah,
Get. All
yeah.
right.
And one
Thank
more
you
thing
very
that like
much for
in- intelligence is cheaper than last year. Okay. So because it's more
Right,
efficient
exactly,
than,
exactly.
yeah, to generate a report of a market analysis, right? So it takes weeks and months, right? So a McKinsey guy, let's say McKinsey, like
True.
whoever is the consultants they work, right, to generate that. But the Claude generates if you give the proper instruction, if you engineer the prompt, the inputs clear,
Yep,
then that is a weeks. We migrated one project recently with one of the because I don't want to disclose that it's a weapons. Uh, that we did the migration of microservices in just weeks. So it
oh,
takes,
look at
a
that.
kind of years and with teams like 7+ and with seasoned engineers required. But it is everything. Like I can show you that even the latest tool I have in my just deployed it. I can show you maybe the team in the end that how you can, without knowing anything, you can generate code, you can generate dashboards, you can generate everything within just a
Exactly,
fingertips, which is agentic AI, right? With IDEs. IDE means integrated development environments that no tech background can build applications and deploy into the cloud. Do nothing, you don't need to know anything. It will document everything. That's a Claude, Sonnet, and all these is an agentic AI. I can show you that ID. Maybe in the end, that is a value add for the students as well.
sure,
Right.
definitely that
Uh,
will be
thank
definitely
you.
value add. And as DP, as you rightly mentioned, nowadays we don't need to be a technical expertise at all. We don't need to, no need to worry that, oh, I don't have the Java background, I don't need to have a technical background. You need to have that intelligence, how to just generate that code, how to streamline and how to automate. We have a lot of available tools are there in the market. AI tools are there in the market.
Yeah.
So you need
But
to have that intelligence. So
yeah,
market,
Yeah.
yeah,
context and spec. If you spec first, context
correct.
first.
Yep,
Okay,
yep,
that's what we're calling it as a context engineering. That is the next coming up, right? So even Wembu, that
exactly.
Joho Wembu is also talking about that, right? So it's a combination of
Yes,
vibe coding
yes,
and your legacy expediency.
right.
Bring it together, and the
Mm.
efficiency is like anything. Yeah. Okay. Nice stuff. Thanks,
I'm
everyone.
also thinking to uh, plan for a short vibe coding course, TP. We'll talk offline on that
Yeah,
one.
will do. Definitely. I'll give you that.
Yes.
Right.
Right, right. And good that no, I'm in India. Maybe I will meet you in person. I'm in Hyderabad. So maybe in 1 or 2 days I will
Right.
meet you. We can discuss on that one before I fly to Australia.
Sure,
All
sure. I'll
good.
connect.
Thank you very much for your valuable time. It means a lot to me and DP. Hope all of you enjoyed. And tomorrow, please join along with your friends, family members using the same link. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yep.
DP.
Thank you.
Stopping the
Thanks,
recording.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.